What's going on, y'all? Chef Rye here, coming back to y'all again with episode 2 of Grace and Flavors. Today, we're cooking with this super simple, versatile fish, striped bass. You can cook it in a lot of different ways. If you want to cook it for a special night with you and your lady, one-on-one, or you can cook it for a dinner party with friends. The bass come in a lot of different sizes that you can accommodate the people that you're serving it to. Today, we're gonna cook it up real nice. We're gonna pair it with this sauteed kale, some cherry tomatoes, and some red onions. And then we're gonna finish it with this crazy saffron beurre blanc. Let's get into it. All right, y'all, first we're gonna start off with this beurre blanc. Super simple 5 ingredients. We're gonna start off with the white wine, the shallots, and the saffron threads. We're gonna add all that in together, let that come up to a boil, reduce it down till about nothing. Then we're gonna finish it with some butter, some salt for tasting. Let's get it going. So we're gonna add about a cup of white wine. Got about 1.5, 2 tablespoons of shallots. You can just slice those up anyway. Adding our saffron threads. Gonna bring that up. Gonna bring that up to a little small rolling boil. We'll reduce it down to a simmer. Just let it go, let it reduce all the way down till it's about nothing. Then we're gonna mount it with the butter. Finish it off. Now we're gonna work on the sauteed kale. Super simple. We're gonna take the kale, we're gonna saute that with some cherry tomatoes, some red onions. Let's get it going. Once the pan get a little hot, we got some avocado oil that we're gonna saute it with. All right, so we got our pan hot. We're gonna go in with our avocado oil. Let that heat up a little bit. Once you start to see it move really nice, then you know the pan is hot enough. We let it get a little hot. All right, now that we got our pan hot, we got our oil in the pan, we're gonna start off with our cherry tomatoes. Gonna let those cook down, let those soften up. We're gonna also add in our red onions. So once you saute the tomatoes, get those cooked down to soft, get the red onions translucent. About 3 to 5 minutes, you should saute that a little bit before you add the kale. So once you got your tomatoes and your onions cooked down nice, you're gonna deglaze a little bit with some white wine. So once you got that, I'm gonna toss in your kale. Mix that all in together. From there, add in a little bit of salt. A little bit of red pepper flake. And let that kale cook down. So you want the kale to still have a little bit of texture on it. So most of the time, if you want to cook it down to where it's like kind of sort of a braised kale, you can add a little bit of water, a little bit of stock, your choice. But today I want it more, you know, to kind of have that texture, that bite to it still. All right, so this is pretty much where I want it. So it's probably about another 5 minutes saute on the kale. Then you can taste it, adjust the flavor to your liking. Let's move on. All right, so now we're moving on to our striped bass. We got our 2 fillets here from our fish that we broke down earlier. Now we're gonna get this in the pan, get it going. All right, so when you pan searing fish, you wanna get the pan pretty hot before you add in the fat. You wanna allow the fat enough time to move around, get going in the pan, get it nice and hot, so when you put that skin side down, you get a nice crisp on the bottom of that fish. Then it also makes it a lot easier for you to flip the fish when it's time to take it out the pan. So we're gonna season the fish, really simple, with just some salt. Add the oil in there. You want to add a nice amount of oil. You want to get that fish nice little crisp on the bottom. So that oil moving around in the pan like that, that means the pan is pretty hot. We're going to let it get a little hotter, then we're going to add in our fish. Always remember skin side down. Then we're going to add the fish to the back of the pan. Just allow us to get it in the spot where it has the most heat at. Once we get that fish in the pan, we're going to turn the pan down, let it go nice and slow. Okay, so we get our fish in the pan. To the pan. So we're gonna push it down a little bit, just so to allow it to stay up and it don't curl up. Once we get it and we feel it loosen up a little bit, let it go. Don't touch it, just let it chill out. Let it cook off, let that skin get nice and crispy. And if you let it stay long enough, it should lift itself right off the pan. So right now, if you was to try to mess with it and move it around, the skin will break because it'll stick to the bottom of the pan. Gotta let that bottom skin side get nice and crispy. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead. Our fish been cooking skin side down for a little bit, about 3 minutes or so, 4 minutes. We're gonna check and see if our skin is ready. If it doesn't pull up, leave it alone. And if it starts to pull up, then you know that it's pretty ready. Take our fish spatula. The product is ready, but we're gonna let it go for a little bit longer. Alright, so we got our white wine reduced down to just about nothing. Y'all can take a look. See, just about nothing in there. And now we're gonna hit it with a bunch of butter. You're just gonna whisk the butter in, a few cubes at a time. Alright, so we just added our last little bit of butter into this sauce. Come take a look at this. Nice, silky, smooth, creamy. And we're gonna add in a little bit of salt to taste. See how that saffron gives it that nice yellow color? Exactly what we want. Let's see. That's exactly what we want. Let's give that a try. Beautiful. Don't give it a little squirt of lemon juice. Get a little bit more salt. Now that we got our skin cooking nice, this is the most crucial part. We're gonna baste it with a bunch of butter. Throw about 4 little nugs in there. Let that melt off. Once that melts nice, finish it cooking the way through. It's not a huge piece of fish. So now that we got that base, we'll take out our fish. Let's see. Moment of transparency, y'all. I definitely moved the fish a little too early while it was in a pan, so you can see that the skin stuck a little bit when I went to pick it up, but it's okay. Skin is still nice and crispy. Now let's get back to the video. All right, so I got the fish out the pan now. Nice crispy skin. Skin pulled up a little bit right here, but still good, still nice and crispy. Now we're gonna plate it up, dress it up, and make it real nice. Here we go. Alright, so here we go. We got our final product, y'all. Looking beautiful. Super simple dish, super simple recipe. Try it at home with your lady, with your family, with your friends. Do something different. Chef Rod signing off. Grace and Flavors. See you next episode.